You will come. Baby, people, just checking. Okay, that's good. Happy day, beautiful people. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. It's Friday, y'all. Bring it up. So that's ready. Adjust this screen over here. Okay. Obedience to Yah. Shalom. Shalom. Our beautiful people. Y'all, it's Friday. Today we're watching for the new moon, y'all. Watch for the new moon today. So be aware if you were not already. Today it is Friday, November the 5th, 2021, day 294 of year 3 of reading through the books of the law and the prophets and of the 3-year consecutive day count, day 962. Y'all are reading Psalm, what's that? 71, and we'll read through 76. And then we're going to pick up where we left off at in Shakespeare's Secret Messiah on page 141. All right, y'all. Hope y'all got a chance to rest yesterday. I know it's in the middle week for some people. Y'all still trying to adjust these Sabbath days according to the clock in the sky. You may not have gotten it off if you work for Caesar. But if you work for yourself, okay, you should have enjoyed a day of rest yesterday. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and do the blessing. Lavon. Blessings, blessing. It is cold. Oh my gosh, I cut on the heat last night. Look, I knew it was cold when my husband said it was cold. He was laying in the bed under the covers. And mind you, he sleep with 14 fans on. No, seriously. Like 3 fans on in our room, like the ceiling fan, the box fan that he keep on his nightstand over at the end. And when our AC had went out, when we were getting all that repaired, he went and bought a window unit. We ain't had a window unit in I don't know how long, but he bought one and put it in our bedroom. So he would sleep with that AC unit on, the ceiling fan, and the box fan. And I'd be over on the other side of the bed, freezing my patooties off. But when he said it was cold last night, I knew I had to cut on the heat, so. But when he says cold, it's cold. And he don't get cold easily. So, all right, y'all. Let's go ahead and do the Shema. We just turning on the heat. Yeah, I guess it's insulated pretty well over here, so normally I'll just go throw on a sweater or something and some socks and, probably a coat. But they don't get cold easily. So, I've learned to live with that over the last 20 years. So I'll double down, right? Instead of putting the whole house in agony. But yeah, we just turned it on. So yeah, Dana. All right, y'all. The Shema is found in Deuteronomy chapter 6, starting at verse 3. Remember, go read the whole chapter. You should know what the whole chapter say by now, right? I just pulled the gist of it out, right? Okay. Hear, therefore, O Israel, and observe to do it, that it may be well with you, and that you may increase mightily as Yahuwah, the mighty one of our fathers, has promised us in a land that flows with milk and honey. Hear, O Israel, Yahuwah, our mighty one, he is one. And you shall love Yahuwah, your mighty one, with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your might. And these words which I command you this day shall be in your heart, and you shall teach them diligently unto your children, and shall talk of them when you sit in your house, and when you walk by the way, when you lie down, and when you rise up. And you shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they shall be as frontlets between your eyes. And you shall write them upon the posts of your house and on your gates. And Yahuwah commanded us to do all these statutes, to fear Yahuwah, our mighty one, for our good. Not everybody else. You ain't got to be worried about what everybody else doing all up in their business. For your good. Got right? What you learn is good for you and your children if they listen to you, if you teach them appropriately, right? Ain't nobody else but for you. They can observe and see the ways of righteousness and light and learn to apply it to their life. But you ain't supposed to be out there banging on people's doors. Hey, you know you're supposed to be living this way. Nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. And Yahuwah commanded us to do all these statutes, to fear Yahuwah, our mighty one, for our good always, that he might preserve us alive as it is at this day. And you can become us if you keep his commands, right? It applies to you. You keep his commands, prosperity and blessings will abound. And this shall be our righteousness if we observe to do all these commandments before Yahuwah, our mighty one, as he has commanded us. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead. Psalm 71. Oh, Yah, I have come to you for protection. Don't let me be disgraced. Save me and rescue me, for what you do is right. Turn your ear to listen to me and set me free. Be my rock of safety, where I can always hide. Give the order to save me, for you are my rock and my fortress. My God, rescue me from the power of the wicked, from the clutches of cruel oppressors. Yah, you alone are my help. I've trusted you, O Yah, from my childhood. Yes, you have been with me from birth. From my mother's womb, you have cared for me. No wonder I am always praising you. My life is an example to many because you have been my strength and protection. That is why I can never stop praising you. I declare your glory all day long. And now, in my old age, don't set me aside. Don't abandon me when my strength is failing, for my enemies are whispering against me. They are plotting together to kill me. They say, God has abandoned him. Let's go and get him, for no one will help him now. Oh, Yah, don't stay away. My God, please hurry to help me. Bring disgrace and destruction on my accusers. Humiliate and shame those who want to harm me. But I will keep hoping for your help, and I will praise you more and more. I will tell everyone about your righteousness. All day long, I will proclaim your saving power. Though I am not skilled with words, I will praise your mighty deeds, O sovereign Lord. I will tell everyone that you alone are just. Yah, you have taught me from my earliest childhood, and I constantly tell others about the wonderful things you do. Now that I am old and gray, don't abandon me, O Yah. Let me proclaim your power to this new generation, your mighty miracles to all who come after me. Your righteousness, O Yah, reaches to the highest heavens. You've done such wonderful things. Who can compare to you, O Yah? But you have allowed me to suffer much hardship, but you will restore me to life again and lift me up from the depths of the earth. You will restore me even to greater honor and comfort me once again. Then I will praise you with music on the harp, because you are faithful to your promises, O Yah. I will sing praises to you with a lyre, O Holy One of Israel. I will shout for joy and sing your praises, for you have ransomed me. I will tell about your righteous deeds all day long, for everyone who tried to hurt me has been shamed and humiliated. Next chapter, Psalm chapter 72, a psalm of Solomon. Give your love of justice to the king, O Yah, and righteousness to the king's son. Help him judge your people in the right way. Let the poor always be treated fairly. May the mountains yield prosperity for all, and may the hills be fruitful. Help him to defend the poor, to rescue the needy of the children, and to crush their oppressors. May they fear you as long as the sun shines, as long as the moon remains in the sky. Yes, forever. That's good. May they fear you as long as the sun shines, as long as the moon remains in the sky. Yes, forever. May the king's rule be refreshing like spring rain on freshly cut grass, like the showers that water the earth. May all the godly flourish during his reign. May there be abundant prosperity until the moon is no more. May he reign from sea to sea and from the Euphrates rivers to the ends of the earth. Desert nomads will bow before him. His enemies will fall before him in the dust. The western kings of Tarshish and the other distant lands will bring him tribute. The eastern kings of Sheba and Seba will bring him gifts. All kings will bow before him, and all nations will serve him. He will rescue the poor when they cry to him. He will help the oppressed who have none to defend them. He feels pity for the weak and the needy, and he will rescue them. He will redeem them from oppression and violence, for their lives are precious to him. Long live the king. May the gold of Sheba be given to him. May the people always pray for him and bless him all day long. May there be abundant grain throughout the land, flourishing even on the hilltops. May the fruit trees flourish like the trees of Lebanon, and may the people thrive like grass in a field. May the king's name endure forever. May it continue as long as the sun shines. May all nations be blessed through him and bring him praise. Praise Yahuwah, the God of Israel, who alone does such wonderful things. Praise his glorious name forever. Let the whole earth be filled with his glory. Amen and amen. Yes. This ends the prayers of David, son of Jesse. Psalm chapter 73. This is book 3 now. We didn't read, I didn't call out book 1 or book 2, but now that I see it, we're now at book 3, starting at Psalm 73, and it goes to chapter 89. This is a psalm of Asaph. Truly, Yahuwah is good to Israel, to those whose hearts are pure. But as for me, I almost forgot my footing. My feet were slipping, and I was almost gone. For I envied the proud when I saw them prosper despite their wickedness. They seem to live such painless lives. Their bodies are so healthy and strong. They don't have troubles like other people. They're not plagued with problems like everyone else. They wear pride like a jeweled necklace and clothe themselves with cruelty. These fat cats have everything their hearts could ever wish for. They scoff and speak only evil. In their pride, they seek to crush others. They boast against the very heavens, and their words shake the earth. And so the people are dismayed and confused, drinking in all their words. What does God know? They ask. Does the Most High even know what's happening? Look at these wicked people enjoying a life of ease while their riches multiply. Did I keep my heart pure for nothing? Did I keep myself innocent for no reason? I get nothing but trouble all day long. Every morning brings me pain. If I had really spoken this way to others, I would have been a traitor to your people. So I tried to understand why the wicked prosper, but what a difficult task it is. Then when I went into your sanctuary, O Yah, I finally understood the destiny of the wicked. Truly, you put them on a slippery path and send them sliding over a cliff to destruction. In an instant, they are destroyed, completely swept away by terrors. When you arise, O Yah, you will laugh at their silly ideas, as a person laughs at dreams in the morning. Then I realized that my heart was bitter, and I was all torn up inside. I was so foolish and arrogant. I must have seemed like a senseless animal to you. Yet I still belong to you. You hold my right hand. You guide me with your counsel, leading me to a glorious destiny. Whom have I in heaven but you? I desire you more than anything on the earth. My health may fail and my spirit may grow weak, but Yahuwah remains the strength of my heart. He is mine forever. Oh my gosh, I almost started crying. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. I love the book of Psalms. Oh, let me pull myself together. Pam, pull yourself together, girl. Woo. Those who desert him will perish, for you destroy those who abandon you. But as for me, how good it is to be near Yah. I have made the sovereign Lord my shelter, and I will tell everyone about the wonderful things you do. Y'all, that's so good. That's so good. That is so good. Listen, I want to, where we at? I'm going to what? Psalm 76. What's this? 73? Let me tell y'all this quick story before I read the next couple chapters, right? Okay. So up in here, me and my husband was talking about this yesterday, right? This is talking about how the wicked prosper and it seemed like the righteous, we doing what's right. The wicked seem to always be prospering and. But now, as we're a little bit older, we kind of understand why, right? We kind of understand why. Okay, so let me start with this little story. So yesterday, there was this article that was posted. Some of y'all may have seen it. I forgot exactly where he was reading it from. It could have been an article. It could have popped up on Facebook. I don't remember where, but he said, "Babe, listen to this." He was reading it to me. So this woman, this 60-year-old woman, race really doesn't matter, but a 60-year-old Caucasian woman, they said it in the story, right? A 60-year-old Caucasian woman was facing pretty much what was she? I forgot what she was facing. She was about to do some hard prison time, right? She was about. I'm gonna get the article. Hold on, let me get the article. Is that my husband, babe? Oh yeah. Okay. Remember the article you was reading to me yesterday? What about the woman defrauding her husband?
Man, for $600,000.
Yeah. Where did you read that article from?
I think it was Baller Alert. I think it was
Baller Alert.
I think it was something like that.
Okay, so we'll try to find an article today. Okay, so this woman had been married to this man, mind you. Now, okay, so this man was retired, right? Because we know he was retired because he was getting a pension check, he was getting Social Security, and he was getting the workers' compensation. It was 3 things or 4 things he was getting. Okay, those 3 things he was getting, right? His retirement pension, Social Security, and workers' compensation. And all it didn't. How old was he? She was 60.
70.
He was 70. That's right. He was 70 years old, right? So those 3 things he was getting. And his 60-year-old wife, right? What did they say was about to happen to her? What did they say that was about to happen to her?
What happened?
To her when she got in trouble. I didn't explain the whole story. I'm trying to remember what happened to her. Wasn't she facing prison time?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
The feds got a hold to it.
Right. Okay. How did they say how many years she was facing?
She didn't say none of that yet. But
okay.
What happened was she.
Okay, that's my husband.
She messed around and tried to make the man feel like he had Alzheimer's. What she did was, man, crazy. She lied to him and told him he can never go back into the bank because he acted a fool in the bank the time before, and he believed it.
Right. So something was going on with him, made him think he had Alzheimer's. And yes, Dana, made him think he had Alzheimer's and stole his money, right? So she said this, she put this barrier up so he wouldn't go into the bank. So he had depleted over $600,000. I thought it was more than $600,000. $600,000, right?
In the course of it was so many years.
Okay.
It just happened.
Yeah.
She depleted.
So she was making her husband think he was crazy for some years, right? Keeping him out the bank. Now, look, based on my experience with my husband, right? If you have a husband that trusts you and they let you handle the money, they ain't really gonna think nothing wrong, right? You read it? Okay, Dana, you read? She said, yeah, $600K. Okay.
No, I'm joking. Go ahead.
Now I may go spend some stuff and you like, babe, why don't you come tell me about that first? But I ain't doing no craziness like this.
I know you ain't gonna do that.
I like my life. Look. So she made this man think he was crazy pretty much. He made him think he had Alzheimer's, and which kept him from going into the bank to check on her. I'm like, bro, okay, you 70 years ago, you probably from the old school. You ain't with the apps and stuff. Cause I'd be like, look, because my husband asked me in a second. Look, he asked me so much. I started sweating under my arms like, babe, what's the bank login? I'm like, oh shoot, did I do something? Did I spend something? He's in here, he'll go in and he'll check the business accounts. I mean, and he really should. Husband, wife, y'all really should be checking your stuff. But the way he asked me, he was like, oh shoot, wait a minute, did I spend something? Did I do something out of turn? Did I make a purchase that I didn't tell him about? Like, seriously. I do because
You do?
look, because
You make it?
earlier on, I was spending a lot of money. I really was, you
Yeah.
know. So and some habits are hard to break.
Still
You
do.
know, look, I'm gonna share this story. So my mama came in, right, Mom? Look, I ain't trying to throw you under the bus or nothing. Daddy ain't here. Y'all bless his soul. But listen, I kind of I'm gonna just go ahead. Look, I'm gonna go ahead. And my husband said, "You at the altar." I'm gonna go ahead and confess my sins to the brethren. Right? Look. So I'm gonna say I learned this. I ain't trying to throw you under the bus, Mom, but I did kind of learn this from you, right? Okay, look, Devon doesn't log into our accounts. He must really trust you. Devon must really trust you, Dana. Keep up the good work, and if you slipping, you better go ahead and correct your mistakes now, sister. Look, no. So when I was younger, I used to, y'all know fingerhood, right? Look, I know my mom over here laughing. She probably know what I'm about to say. Because I found myself doing the same thing, right? So
yeah, you do the same thing because Amazon know your name. The delivery drivers know your name. So yeah, you know. You do the same thing.
Look,
and the UPS man know your name.
I'm at the altar.
Oh.
I'm confessing my sin to the
Why you
brethren.
bring them up here so they can confess their sins with you?
Because they be in cahoots.
The blue and the green.
Miss Murphy, where you want us to hide these packages if we don't see your vehicle here? Look, oh my gosh, look. So I'm gonna get back to the story about this woman, but it made me really think about this, right? We was talking about, why do we get away with stuff, right? Look, so we used to get deliveries to our house, and my mom was like a member of Fingerhood, and she used to be ordering stuff, right? So, but I couldn't quite understand when I was young, and I never really asked her. Why when a delivery man show up, it's like, she'll be waiting for the box or whatever, or remember, or when she go to the, oh shoot, or if she not to pay him, get that package, go take it in my bedroom, open up the closet, move my clothes, put it all the way to the back, push my clothes back, right? And I'm just like, okay, being a child, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe, I really wasn't thinking. I'm like, okay, mama said go do it, I'm gonna go do it. Go on about my business, right? I didn't realize why she was doing that until I got married and I began shopping a lot, right? Could it have been that she was telling me to hide them packages so my dad wouldn't see the packages when he came home from work? But like, babe, what's this? And then she would have to explain, right? Oh, you came back for this.
Go ahead.
Preach. Look, so hold on. Dana said he'd be like, "When my bonus money though?" I'm like, "Bro, it's gone." Oh, he sound like James. What am I out here working for? Busting my tail. We're gonna be living on the bridge. I'm like, babe, listen, we had to get this. I don't want to hear that crap. That crap is just a little bit nicer word. I don't want to say it on public. on public.
Don't paint no picture like I'm the bad guy.
No, you're not the bad guy. I'm telling the story. It's really funny.
Okay, look, so you didn't notice that until you got married.
Right. I didn't notice it until I got married. Like, could it have been that my mom was telling me, and I would see her sometime, especially if my dad is pulling up, and maybe she just got it in the house or whatever, just I'll get to it and going back to doing what she was doing. But look, if my dad was pulling up or that key hit the door, I see my mama running through the house with boxes. Y'all ever see cartoons where they turn the corners? I'm exaggerating a little bit, but y'all ever see cartoons where the cartoon characters turning the corner and there's smoke coming from their feet, scared, doing like that, trying to get into her bedroom and throw them boxes in the back of the closet? That's a little bit of exaggeration, but in my mind, that's how I remember it, right? And that's exactly what I do. I'm glad we got a ring. Oh, the ring is a blessing and a curse. At the same time, because we both got the app downloaded to our phone. And so, and he'll check the ring before he'll check the business again. Not really, but you get what I'm saying, because if you have a ring, you have the alerts on, especially if you go away and the kids there, even if the older kids are here, we'll be checking, okay, who is that at the door? Okay, it's your mom. Why y'all at the door? Close the door, right? So now, I used to kind of get away with getting the boxes into the house and hiding them. Or what I would do, I'm going to just go ahead and be honest. I would get the boxes in, get the boxes open, break down the boxes, take them out, put them in a recycle bin. He ain't going out there to check the recycle bin, right? Get rid of all the evidence. The kids, when I open it up, if it's something that got that bubble poppy paper, they want to pull it out and string it through the house. And, because if he see bubble paper stroll throughout the house, oh, something came. I'm like, give me that. The kid, I be snapping, give me that paper. Don't you take not that box. Quit popping that stuff. Give it here. I'm missing a piece. Go get it, right? Because my husband be paying attention. So I'm doing all this foolishness, right? And this wasn't years ago, y'all. This is still like this year. So I'm trying to get rid of all the evidence, then take whatever it is I purchased and put it in its place like it's all already been there, right? So look, I did the same thing. Although we were talking about it, I did the same thing with my iPad mini that I got right before we went on vacation. Now he already agreed to go ahead and upgrade your laptop, Pam. Matter of fact, he had told me a while ago, but it took me so long to do it because I now had become a little more frugal and I'm checking for stuff and I'll wait till the last minute to absolutely upgrade, right? But I forgot I didn't tell them that I went ahead and picked up the iPad mini too, right? So while we were traveling, I pulls it out to go do something, not thinking I just pull it out. And he like, oh, what's that? I'm like, oh, shoot. Pam, you weren't thinking why you pull that out. You ain't tell him about this yet. Because I was going to kind of break them in slowly. Oh, babe, this such a good deal. I got to soften them up first. I didn't do that. Boy, I should not have done that. So I heard it for the next hour and how much it cost. And, all that, which is fine. Okay, I get it. So look, the Amazon people showing up here, all kind of boxes showing up at the door, right? And so one time I was away and I forgot something was coming, and my aunt was over here watching the kids. And so me and my husband were actually out on a date night, and my aunt actually called me. She said, Pam, this box just came. I put her on speaker. She said, Pam, this box just came. I was like, and then I remember, oh shoot. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on, Aunt Tina. So I was like, I should not have put this phone on speaker. My husband sitting right here, he just heard it was a box coming. And he was like, what box? I was like, what box? I was like, I don't know. Maybe it was something else. How big? I'm like, how big is the box? She said, well, it's a pretty big box. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, what you mean by pretty big box? I had ordered like the air fryer and stuff, right? And so I'm like, oh, it would come when I'm not there. She would have called me. She don't call me for nothing else. We're going to call me and tell me a delivery. And my foolish self, going to put the phone on speaker. I'm thinking, because my aunt is here babysitting the kids, something might be wrong, right? And instead of me repeating it to my husband, I just put it on speaker, right? She didn't know about some of my shenanigans, right? Not knowing that, hey, if a box come, go take it up to my bedroom, put it in my closet. Make sure you move the clothes to the side, stick it all the way in the back, and then you let me know, whisper in my ear or pull me to the side when my husband is not around and let me know that there's a box that came for you. It's in your room in the back of your closet. But before I put it back there, I had to move all your clothes to the side just to get it all the way in the back, right? You know the rundown. So I'm just like, ugh. So I had to pull. I stopped doing it, y'all, right? Because can't get away with it now. Not that I would still try to. I've learned, babe, look, think about doing this. And it wasn't like crazy stuff. It's just like small things. Dana, what? You said, look, you got to let him get something he likes often. Then he'll leave you alone. Laugh out loud when he asks questions about Amazon. I say, you get ammo every week. Dana said, look, you get ammo every week, don't you? Combo over. That is hilarious. Trina, yes, just like my mama used to do. Girl, and don't let Amazon be pulling up the same time he pulling up. I darn near about pass out, don't know what to do. I'm like, I ain't had a chance to tell him about this yet. Oh my gosh, right? And so a lot of times I like to tell him about stuff, especially if it's like a huge kitchen appliance. I like to cook a meal because I got to pull my story. I like to cook a meal. Oh, don't it taste good? You ain't fried in grease. No, babe, I ain't fried in grease. It's so much healthy. Oh, hey, this is good. You know what I cooked it in? What? This air fryer, right? See, everybody don't be knowing how I'm putting a story together to present it to my husband to let him know we really need this, right? So yeah, I'm getting better about this sometimes because I'm really getting better about this. So the Amazon people don't know. They just showing up, tossing all these boxes on the porch, and I'm getting mad like, don't you see I have a ring? My husband's truck is gone. Y'all put he gonna be checking around. I'm mad at the Amazon delivery people because they delivering the packages that I ordered that I'm about to try and hide in the back of my closet behind the clothes from my husband before he get home. So when I know they come and look, y'all, if y'all getting deliveries, y'all know they got the app. So to let you know your delivery person is about 10 stops away. So now I'm 10 stops away. Okay, so it's about 20 minutes depending on where they're going. They got little small boxes, they're gonna be here in about 7 to 10 minutes, right? So I'll go out there. I'm gonna go stand on the porch and just go out there, act like I'm scrolling or something, and I'll just casually stand in front of the ring, right? So I'm covering it up. So I'm the one that already sets it off, and I stand in front of it with my back to it and everything. And then somebody, hey, what's going on with the ring? I looked at it, oh, bam, I'm standing on the porch. I was out here talking to Alicia. I'm sorry, my bad. I'm covering up. I'm like, crap. I'm like, Amazon, hurry up. Right. So sometimes if you start the recording, if you go into it live and you start the recording first, but then I see them come around the corner, I can stop the recording, let it process, like do something. Oh, I be trying to calculate when do we need to charge this ring? Because all the deliveries need to come when the ring is taken down so we can charge it. Right. All these things going through my mind, trying to get packages in the house. I'm like, you know what, Pam, this is terrible. That would be kind of deceitful, but not necessarily deceitful in my mind because it's things we need for the house, babe. Oh, I got this for the office. I need to put this in there because I'm redecorating this over here, and that's what's coming from Amazon, right? I like to let him. Sometimes people don't necessarily know what you're about to make when they just see the raw ingredients, right? So Amazon showing up with the boxes is kind of like the raw ingredients. I want to take the ingredients and bake the cake so you can taste the cake first. So you won't be so, how many eggs did you use in this cake? You know, I'm trying to present a whole story here. So enough of my shenanigans, Mom. You know, I had to repent of many sins for watching you run hide stuff in the closet because I find myself doing the same thing. Father, forgive me. So I confess my sins to the church, to the brethren, to the sister, right? Look, so back to this woman. Now, what she did was way more devious than what I did trying to hide boxes, Amazon boxes and stuff from my husband, right? But it wasn't selfish things. It's things for the house, maybe things for the office that I'm taking, you know, right? It's for us, not just me. It's for us, right? Listen, this woman, we're proud of our environment. Aren't we, Dana? Let me stop, Mom. I love you, right? Look, so this woman, like my husband said, the feds got a hold of her. She defrauded her husband, her 70-year-old husband. She's 10 years younger. She defrauded her husband out of over $600,000 over the years and kept him from going to the bank to check on his stuff by making him think he was crazy or he had Alzheimer's and he forget things. And he believed it, right? I mean, how can somebody living outside of your body? Like, I mean, I've seen movies and different Jedi mind tricks and studies where it was a whole movie. I forget the name of the movie, where they literally trick people that certain things in their lives didn't really happen. They went as far, it's like a whole experiment, and it drove some people crazy, right? And there's one I remember really clearly. They took this woman's child away and they went in and removed everything, anything, all things they were like they got in touch like with hospitals and stuff, removed this name, this child's name, all of these things removed. They even changed the paint and stuff on the walls and all those things. But the room was, and here's how the story kind of unraveled at the end. There was wallpaper on the walls. They didn't pull the wallpaper off. They just kind of painted over it, right? And so towards the end of the movie, when she was like, something's not right. I know I had a child. I know I had a child. My child's name was this, and everybody, even family was complicit in this. It was like, no, baby, you never had children. Driving this woman crazy. But she wouldn't give up. And one day she was sitting in this room that used to be her child's room, that was her child's room, and she noticed like a little bump on the wall, and she went to it and did like this, and she began to pull the paint off and realized I'm not crazy. And she began to pull the paint off the walls and stuff. And there is the wallpaper that she had for her child that she was describing to them. Like the movie was so good. I gotta find it. I don't remember what it was. I'm gonna have to find it. But anyway, so this man finally realized that his wife, his 60-year-old wife, was lying to him. You know, the feds got in on it and everything. Like Dana, if you got the link to that story, post it up here for me. I'm waiting for my husband to get. I'm not sure. He said he don't really remember. He said he think it was on Baller Alert or something. But wherever you saw that, post it here if you remember it, if you still got it, if you don't mind. But yeah, so while he was reading that story, and this is the whole point of why I even started telling y'all this, right? So we were sitting there, and I know of a couple different people, even like a couple family members and stuff, right? So and we like to watching like the first 48 different things like that of that nature, and like blue collar crimes and stuff like that. And so it always baffles me, right? Because we're business owners, and we literally have to create our own wealth, and that we're almost 20 years in, about 17 years with our business, right? And so all the struggles and the hardships and the school of hard knocks, things that we had to learn on our own, it's like we look at people and they sit here and they do conniving things, and they have the willpower and the mind. Thank you, Dana. Thank you. They have the willpower and the mind to sit here and think about these elaborate crimes and schemes to defraud people. Even people defrauding people, taking their life savings. Oh, we got this investment, we're going to get you this much return and stuff. Like, you have the wherewithal to sit and think all these details through, and you have people that believe you. Like, you put together programs on paper, website, and everything. Like, did it once occur to you that you could have possibly taken this time and created a legit business and been even more successful without the thoughts or anything haunting you that you may get caught and pull federal time behind a scheme, defrauding people of their money to where you can create a service or something people really want and need, and they will come seeking you out. And that's just what baffles me. And so I was like, this woman all these years defrauding her own husband could have built something amazing with him, right? Instead of siphoning all that money from his account. This man loved her because she was handling the finances. Ain't really think nothing about it. You know, they could have built something over the years. 600,000 may sound like a lot to some people, but I'm like, that's what we made like our second year in business. That's like, that it really ain't no money for real, but it is a big chunk of money to people that don't normally deal with money all the time. It's like you could have literally created an empire, or almost something close to an empire, where 600,000 be like a penny to you, right? It's like people spend all this time creating these things, and it seems like, and then we get back to here, Psalm 73, where when the people who doing what's right, taking our time, it's like, why it takes so long? And such and such prospering, but you know they doing some underhanded things. You know, hey, give me this, I give you this. You know, they doing things that we know are not right, but they seem to be prospering and moving a whole lot faster than what we are when we're doing it by the book. Wait a minute, that's gonna give us fed time. We might not want to. Okay, well, this is gonna take us at least 5 years unless we hit a lick, and we're gonna, you know. So it's like, okay, well, it's worth it. We got kids. Both of us can't be behind bars, right? You know, so we literally sit and think about these things. And we found it's just better to be honest and upright in all our dealings, right? In all of our dealings, because we got things presented to us early on in our business. Well, hey, and we even kind of got taken a little bit on. I think I shared some of those stories, which when we lost our biggest contractor who was bringing us in, and at that time in the early 2000s was bringing us in. Oh, this one client was bringing us in over $300,000 a year. We lost them because somebody who works in the inside became real buddy with my husband. Hey, look, I can get you this project. You just throw me this, and when you get paid, just throw me this, and we'll just do the project. So I was like, oh, that don't really sound right. I don't know, babe. Babe, look, this is apparently this how to say. I don't know. I said this seems wrong to me. That is wrong. It's like coercion, collusion, whatever you want to. That don't, and got away with it for about 3 years. Now we had a lot of projects. He was throwing us projects because he was getting a cut. We quote on the project $10,000. We cut him $1,000. I'm like, and every time I wrote the check, I'm like, oh, Father, what can I say? Yeah, it's like this is wrong, So I'm stroking the checks. I'm like, and every time I was like, babe, we got to stop this sooner before later. He was like, Pam. Then it became a point where he just like he would get mad at me when I would say something about it. I'm just like, Father. At that time, Jesus, take the wheel, right? But now it's like, excuse me, sir, get out my car. I'm gonna drive my own car. No, Father, look, no, seriously. So, but what happened was, even on like thieves with taking furniture to like the dump, they give you, if it's scrap, whatever, they give you a kickback from it. So doing business and taking old furniture and equipment out there, money from the dump wasn't like little small change. Like you see some people scrapping on the side of the road, they get a couple $100. We was getting a few thousand every time going to the scrap yard. Now that money should have been reported back to the main company, and everything is accounted for, but they weren't doing it. They said, oh, everything was trash. Everything was trash. Yep. Here's a receipt for it. I'm like, so I'm like, Father. And then I had a dream. I shared this. I'm gonna get back to, I know I kind of went off a little bit, but all this ties together. I had a dream. I said, babe, I had a dream. Just not even get into the details of the dream. I said, I had a dream, such and such, got caught, and he ratted everybody out. I said, and we were one of the ones, and we lost this contract. Girl, and I'm like, by this time you don't realize my dreams are, we should take heed to them. Then listen, about 2 weeks later, here come my husband in the house. Looked like his best friend had died. You should have seen all the life and blood drained from his face. And then he had to tell me that our main company, that day he had just gotten home, they had cut us from being a contractor with them because of this. And literally what he said played out just like my dream, like I saw in my dream. And what could I say? I mean, I could have went off. I could have snapped. I really could have. Company bringing us in $300,000, over $300,000. I really could have, right? But I'm like, you know what? We here now. I'm just like, in my head, I'm cursing him out, up, down, left, right. I probably made up curse words because I'm like, this is our family's livelihood. This is how we've been surviving, taking not just us, but our employees too, right? I just, like a good sweet wife, went over, put my hand on his shoulder, thinking to myself, Pam, do not raise your hands up around his neck. Do not raise your hands up around his neck. So I'm rubbing his back. Babe, it's going to be okay. And at that time, I didn't really believe it was going to be okay. But me acting a fool wasn't going to make anything any better, right? And we would have been fighting up in there, tearing that house up, right? Look, so I said that to say it really doesn't pay. Although there are shortcuts, and this what this woman did. She took a shortcut, and she did this shortcut on her own husband. Somebody who was her life partner, would have been a team player, building something amazing together. She defrauded him, right? She defrauded him, and she about to get fed time. The feds got in on it, and now the person who loved you and held you in high esteem and allowed you to take charge of their family finances. Now you ain't no telling how he looks at you, right? You probably send this man to his grave, right? Who wants to send somebody to their grave like that? You being the last thing, and the defrauding that you did to them. That's a horrible way to die, right? Look, so I said all that to say, right? And in Psalm 73, it's talking about how the wicked seem to get away, right? But they don't really ever get away, right? And so what I realized, the righteous tend to have a harder time because that it tends to grow us up and mature us if we understand, right? And instead of defrauding people, if we would take the time and actually learn our craft and learn those things we need to learn, we will in essence, it seemed like we're running a race, and it seemed like the wicked is miles ahead of you, and you back here, it's like the tortoise and the hare, right? But if we're consistent, and if we learn our craft, and we constantly make good decisions and do what's right, pretty soon that hare is going to be in our sight. Like, wait a minute, I can see you. What in the world is happening? You done took a break, huh? Or you done got tripped up in your deceitful schemes and plans, and you can't run a race anymore. You about to pull a fed time, and we trotting by, moving on neck all slow. I wonder what happened to him. Oh, how am I surpassed him already? Right. And so everything you learn over the years, all that knowledge and all that wisdom, it doesn't leave you. You keep it. That's the best thing you can learn throughout your journey as you're building and living life, whether you're building a business or a family. When you do it the right way, yeah, it takes a little bit longer, but it takes longer in the beginning. But as you get older and more acquainted with your field, whatever it is, you literally become an expert, so to speak, in your field of expertise or whatever it is you're doing. And now, like in business terms, you can begin to scale up what you're doing, to whereas in the beginning you got a lot of studying, learning, trial and errors, testing this, testing that, separating good from bad. All of this is happening in your beginning stages, and you're beginning to recognize, and you're seeing trends and patterns. So when you get here, you have the wisdom and now you can immediately take advantage of different opportunities. And it seemed like wealth or whatever it is, it happens almost overnight, like all the time. Is every time it's like you got the Midas touch now, right? And that's the process whereby Yahuwah grows us up, right? He takes us through the rocky paths and the different things to develop us, right? And if we don't understand that at the beginning, we give up, and we can be sidetracked with people. Hey, look, you messing with that slow money, that fast money over here, right? You won't get sidetracked. It may be tempting, but you will keep on your path and won't allow yourself to be wooed with deceitful riches, right? So I said all that to say, when me and my husband was reading a story, and I said it baffles me that people spend all this time being deceitful, to where, yeah, it'll take a little bit longer, but if they do it right and they go through the process, it's so much better, and things come so much faster for them in the end, as you know, and it's really worth it, right? So it's nothing better. It's nothing better than to do what's right all the time and walk the right road, right? It's a little bit harder, it takes a little longer, but I'm telling you, in the end, it's so worth it. And when you get to the end, everything that you've acquired, you get to keep, unless you decide to become foolish and squander everything. But not too many people will you ever find. I doubt if there's even one that you will find that's going through that process, learn how to appreciate that process, and lost everything that they've gained over the years. They don't. They just increase. They just continue to increase forever. To whereas when you take this deceitful riches road, everything you didn't acquire, yeah, you got all this big everything, but all of this is about to be taken away from you. And when something happens, or a trend or something happens in the market or whatever, you don't know what to do, right? We've studied. We know what's going to happen. We know how to capitalize on this, and we waiting to take your money too, right? That's what I'm saying. So, guys, walk the path, take the journey. Don't be swayed by people who say you can get this a lot faster over here. It don't work, and you're gonna lose everything that you've gained so far, and you got to start all over. All right. What time we at? Ooh, I'm at 48 minutes. Oh, I ain't finished reading the daily reading today, y'all. Ooh. Next chapter. Look,
if I could wake up.
Hold on, let's do this. We'll pause at 73, right? We did Psalm 71 through 73. Let's go ahead over here to Caesar's Messiah. Y'all talk too much. Okay, y'all, look. But I really want to share that with y'all. So hopefully it wasn't time wasted. Right? Okay, so we get to read a couple pages. We at 48 minutes. We have 48 minutes. I'm sorry, y'all. I know some people just be here for Caesar's Messiah. Here we go. Okay, so we paused yesterday. Remember, we was talking about Lavinia, and she got her tongue cut out and her hands chopped off, right? Okay, so if you remember that, you was here yesterday. That's our overview. All right, so we're gonna start right. Wait, hold on. Put 141. Hold on. Yeah, 141. Right, so who was doing this play? They were going back and forth, and it was about to start this next section. Hold on. Okay. No, I'm sorry, y'all. 141 is the beginning of chapter 4. I'm sorry. I did that. Hold on. Oh, that's why I thought that. Y'all, I'm sorry. Okay. Page 143, y'all. We started in chapter 4. We got through that. That I'm thinking about the day before yesterday. All right. Chapter 4, Emilia Besanna. Remember, that was Shakespeare's real name. Okay. Though Emilia Besanna has escaped the scrutiny of scholars looking for the author of the Shakespearean literature, simply describing her life shows that she is a logical candidate. She was a poet active during the period in which the plays were written and was the mistress of Lord Hudson, who was the sponsor of the Lord Chamberlain's Men, the theatrical company that Shakespeare purportedly owned a share of and that put on many of the plays. Her family was multilingual, and she came from the area of Italy that was the setting for many of Shakespeare's plays. She had attended the royal court and was thus familiar with the aristocratic mind and language. She had also been exposed to the arcane jargons used in the sport of hawking and the British military that found their way into the plays. And as a woman from a family of Jewish heritage, she would have shared an interest in Judaism with the author of the Shakespearean plays, not a common thing in England during this era. Emilia was the first woman to have ever registered an original poem in England and is believed by many scholars to have been the Dark Lady described in Shakespeare's sonnets. In addition to her many surface qualifications, however, she also possessed a true key to creating the Shakespearean literature and understanding of the satirical system within the Gospels. Excuse me, I need to take a sip of this water. Okay. Yeah, I see.
This is rational. Okay.
To digress, to digress, some confusion has arisen over who actually made the discovery that Emilia Bassano was the author of the Shakespearean plays and that they are typological reversals of the Flavians' comic perspective in the New Testament. To clarify, I would note that after I had made these discoveries, I showed them to a colleague, John Hudson, who then went on to produce plays based upon this framework. Hudson has subsequently published a book on this topic, and we discussed these matters in an interview taped by Rodef Emmett on 6/20/2008. He has assured me that he will assert that these are the facts, that I discovered both that Emilia was the author and that the plays were reversals of the Flavian's typology. Next section is the Bassano family. Emilia Bassano came from a family of Sephardic Jews of Moroccan ancestry that had moved to London from Venice in the middle of the 16th century after being hired by Henry VIII as court musicians. The family purchased three contiguous houses in Shoreditch, the area of London where William Shakespeare purportedly lived. They were part of a small Jewish immigration to England brought about by Henry VIII. Henry imported a group of Jewish biblical scholars to help him with his theological struggle with the papacy concerning divorce. He also imported Italian musicians to improve the quality of his court music, and some of these, like the Bassanos, were Jews, and that's reference 57. When Henry permitted the immigration of certain Jews, he reversed a long standing policy. In 1290, over 2,000 Jews had been expelled from England, and those who remained were forced to convert to Christianity, though some of them are known to have secretly continued to practice Judaism. Reference 58. In Spain, under similar oppression, the secret Jews became known as Moranos. However, the use of this terminology is no longer acceptable because of its anti Semitic connotations. The word means filthy pig in Spanish. Henry continued to require that Jews who wish to immigrate be baptized and desist from practicing any Jewish rituals. The consequences for violating this dictum were severe. The lupos, another family of Jewish musicians who had immigrated from Italy on an invitation from Henry VIII, experienced the full weight of the Christian state's attitude towards Jews who retained their religion. Members within her family circle were charged with secretly practicing Judaism and had a number of them were imprisoned. Two of these, Anthony Moses and Ambrose de Amaliac, died after being racked. This episode would have been well known to Emilia Besanna, as Anthony's son Joseph Lupo married her cousin Laura. The Basanos are believed to have taken their name from Besanno, a city in the province of Venus, or conversely, the city may have taken its name from the family, as the online Jewish encyclopedia states. Siri.
Okay, I found this on the web for a city in the province of Venus, or conversely, the city may have taken its name from the family, as the online Jewish encyclopedia states. Check it out.
It just popped up. I must have said a word and it thought I was asking it something. I wasn't. Quote, let's see, as the online Jewish encyclopedia explains, quote, city and province of Venice, Italy. Here is all the surrounding places. Jews were living at a very early period, engaged in commerce and industry, and especially in money lending, as is shown by contemporary documents dating back to 1264. In the first half of the 15th century, they formed a large and prosperous community. Subsequently, they were persecuted, and in 1468, a decree of perpetual banishment was issued against them. Nevertheless, they returned, only to be again banished by the city council in 1481. No documents are extant to show the existence of a Jewish congregation recognized and regulated by law. The Jews were obliged to live huddled together in one little street still called Casellia di Zudi, but as their numbers increased, more spacious quarters were assigned to them, which popular tradition still calls the second ghetto. While some of the Jewish families, Besan, Bassano, Bassani, may have been called from this city, the name is more probable of Hebrew origin. Some slight notices of the Jews of Bassano may be found in the rare pamphlet of Brentery, Fondazione del Monte di Pieta, 1882. There are no longer any Jews at Bassano, nor are there any traces of a synagogue or a cemetery. End quote. And that's reference 59. Bassani or Bassano was the last name of many well known rabbis from the region around Venus. It is notable that a number of them were authors and poets and hailed from the exact towns that would later be referred that would later be referenced in Shakespeare's Italian plays. One of these was the famous rabbi and poet Samuel Besanni, who lived in Verona at the end of the 16th century. In 1548, Baptista Besanno and his four brothers established a contract with Henry VIII to become recorder consorts or musicians for his court and immigrated to England. Appearing to comply with Henry's wishes, they publicly converted to Christianity and faithfully observed the rituals of the English Protestant Church. They may very well have secretly retained their Jewish religious practices and beliefs, but if so, they were successful in concealing and convincing I'm sorry, they were successful in concealing any convincing evidence of that fact from the authorities and from history. Emilia Besanna was born in London to Margaret Johnson, and Baptista was generally acknowledged as Johnson's domestic partner and the father of the child. In his will, Baptista referred to Margaret as my reputed wife, a hedged statement that might conceivably have been related to religious differences. However, Margaret's will clearly identified Baptista as her husband. Margaret Johnson apparently had close relationships with members of the radical Protestant movement, which might have complemented the possible the possibly radical Jewish viewpoint coming out of the Besanna side of the family. Reference 60. Reference 60. Emilia was Christian at St. Botolph, Bishopsgate, the London neighborhood where foreign musicians and theater folk lived on January 27, 1569. And that's reference 61. And we'll pause right here because we are at 59 minutes, y'all. And my story just went a little too long. So we read a couple pages of chapter 4. So we'll pick it back up. We'll get a lot more of this read tomorrow. We might even actually finish chapter 4 tomorrow. Let me see where it ends. We're definitely going to finish the rest of this chapter tomorrow. It's not that long. All right, y'all. So thank y'all for hanging out, listen to my stories and my shenanigans from married life, and some habits that I should have let go, But hey, we all learn, right? We live and we learn, we grow, we apply wisdom to our life for the betterment of ourselves and our family, right? I don't want to teach my daughter to do this. That's what I want to say. I had to break this habit because because there was some times when, like, if I'm doing something, the kids will answer the door, but my husband wouldn't be here. Just bring the packages in, sit them by the door. My husband's truck is loud, right? He got pipes on it, right? So it's like, oh, we can hear him coming down the street. When I hear them pipes, I immediately realized that I forgot to put them packages up. So remember how I told y'all back in the day with my mama, I seen smoke coming from her feet when my dad pulled up, she trying to get them packages to the back of her closet behind her clothes. I found myself doing the same thing. Oh my gosh. And especially if it's too many packages, I'm like, everybody grab a box, get upstairs. And I said, Jeremiah, put the packages in my room on my side of the bed because they have followed directions. So if I know I'm gonna get there before my husband get into the bedroom, just take the packages, sit them on my side of the bed on the floor by my desk chair, right? On the floor by my desk chair. And I repeated at least 3 times. And one day I come upstairs, I repeated it 3 times for Jeremiah. He take and put it right on the foot locker where you can see it when you walk into the room. Now, had my husband got to the room before I did, it would have been smoke in the city. And so I immediately get pissed with Jeremiah. Didn't I tell you to put the box on my side of the bed? And when I'm the one that's in the wrong, right? So I can get it out the box and put it in my closet behind all the clothes. So you'll see me some of them days, smoke coming from my feet, running up the stairs, turning the corner to get into my bedroom with these boxes before the key hit the door. My husband walking, hey, what is all these boxes in here? Y'all, so that's my story, right? I've laid out my sins here on the altar this day, and I'm asking for forgiveness. So I don't want to teach my children to do this, right? Because they've already been complicit in some of these box hiding schemes that been going on, right? They're going to remember this, just like I remember what my mama did. And they look at me when I snap off hollering, why did you put this in? You said put it in. No, I said put it in my room, on my side of the bed, on the floor. You said it on the bed, or you said it on the footlocker. I saw it when I wasn't. Well, and they're not quite understanding why I'm snapping off, right? I'm snapping off on them because if the master can put his thumb down on me, I'm putting my thumb down on y'all because you should have followed directions. You should have followed directions. Well, I'm getting in trouble. You getting in trouble too. No, serious. And they look at me, I'm like, you know what? It's not in y'all fault, But then I would have to confess my sins to my children, right? I'm buying stuff I ain't asked dad about, before I got, and they'll be looking like, so you got us, and they're getting a little older now. With Josh, he thinking about things. Well, that doesn't seem right because if I thought about this, Mom, when you told me is dad on the way, and they began to kind of pick up the pattern. If I start snapping off when I hear the pipes coming down the street, dad is almost here. Get this, do that, and they wonder why every time we hear the pipes or you hear the pipes, you start hollering. And we got to run through here doing stuff. It's a bad habit. Stop it while you're ahead. People are
understand why we do that. See.
I'm like, this is becoming too much, Pam. You got to stop this, right? So, but yeah, I'm like, I'm like 42, about to be 43 years. I was like, this is too much. I'm like, babe, look, I want to get this. Do you mind? And here's the thing. Here's the thing, y'all. Anything I ask my husband, he never says no. He never says no, right? Because I don't ask for big things, right? He'll go out and he'll get big things, but I rarely ask. So I don't know. Maybe, like I said, it's just It's just a hard habit to kick, especially something that's kind of been ingrained into you. It's like, why are you even doing it? You don't even need to do this, right? But when you do this, it creates problems. So whereas if you would have just like, babe, you mind if I get this? I want to get this. You want to get this air fryer because I'm trying to transition us, like, all plant-based, get rid of all this grease. Air frying is a little more, it seems a little more healthier. Oh yeah, babe, I should have just did that from the beginning, knowing he wouldn't say no. But knowing he don't say no is also, it also, I also have to make sure I'm not doing things or being manipulative because I know my husband is giving, and not take advantage of that. You see, so all these things, I say I don't want to keep asking because he thinks, because I know he don't tell me no. So if I just start keep asking for, you see what I'm saying? It becomes a vicious cycle. You just need to sit down. You know what? We don't really need that. Or if it's something I really think we need or we could really benefit from as a family, especially if it helps me save time, because our family is so big, this will help decrease my cooking time and the time I'm standing in the kitchen, right? Okay, go ahead. And then it's like, okay, my heart ain't gotta be about to pop out my chest when I see the Amazon trucks come around the corner, right? Because okay, hey babe, the air fryer is here. We're gonna use it today, you know. So, but yeah, y'all. So, all right. So it is Friday. Remember, we're looking for the new moon night, y'all. It is Friday, November the 5th, 2021, day 294 of year 3 of reading through the books of the Law and the Prophets. Another 3-year consecutive day count, day 962. We read Psalms 71 through 73. And then we had that long story from me sharing some things from my childhood and some of my shenanigans. Then we read Shakespeare, Messiah, these few pages. We started at page 143 and we paused on page 146. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and do the blessing. I gotta hurry. What time is it? I gotta get out of here. Got to get across the water. All right. All right, let me minimize this. Y'all, I hope y'all got something from my shenanigans, me sharing that with y'all. Hopefully, if y'all doing that, brethren, get it together. Get it together. Right? Why create unnecessary turmoil and strife in your household when you don't need to, right? Just come together and agree on some things. But if you ain't really got nobody to answer to, if it's just you can do as thou wilt. The blessing is found in Numbers chapter 6.
And if they got a problem, keep them
Grand Rising, Uncle JB. The blessing is found in Numbers chapter 6, verses 22 through 27. And Yahuwah spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron and unto his son, saying, On this wise ye shall bless the children of Israel, saying unto them, Where's Bella? Let's go get her real quick. Oh my gosh, hold on.
I don't think she's gonna have anything today. I don't think good day is a time to get her.
She got an attitude already.
No, she's just something to some type of device.
And Yahuwah spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron and unto his son, saying, On this wise ye shall bless the children of Israel, saying unto them, Yahuwah will kneel before us, presenting gifts, and will guard us with a hedge of protection. Yahuwah will illuminate the wholeness of his being towards us, bringing order, and he will provide us with love, sustenance, and friendship. Yahuwah will lift up his wholeness of being and look upon us, and he will set in place all we need to be whole and complete. And they shall put my name upon the children of Israel, and I will bless them. All right, beautiful people. I love y'all. I see y'all tomorrow, bright and early. Remember, it's the weekend, right? So what time we get here on the weekend? 7:30. See you tomorrow, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bruce.
All right,